Welcome to episode 1 of Cloaca Sandwich. My name is Emily.
I'm also Emily.
And today we're talking about death.
Let's talk about death, baby.
It's the beginning and the end of all things.
It's the one common denominator.
Two sides of the same coin.
I didn't think you were going to just drop the topping like that.
I keep forgetting that we're calling them toppings.
A good sandwich needs toppings.
Hence, Cloaca Sandwich. Last episode, episode 0, we did an episode dedication. Who is Cloaca Sandwich for?
For the lovers.
For the PhD candidates.
The dreamers.
For the DoorDash Pass subscribers.
For the goth kids.
For Gerard Way.
Honestly, Gerard, if you're listening to this ever, please, you'd be a perfect guest for the pod. I think you'd have a lot of insights that
email
we find
the pod,
really valuable.
please.
We're gonna work on that email address, but
keep listening. Someday we're gonna have an episode with an email address.
Skip to another episode that's more recent than this one, and there will probably be more information.
Because isn't the YouTube under your personal email?
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. So I'm probably going to get doxxed really bad.
We should make it. Google accounts are free.
Yeah, we should do that. But I already had YouTube Premium, and I'm like, YouTube's where I started out back in the day making AMVs. Mm-hmm. It feels full circle to come back, like
to the same account.
It's technically a different account because my last account had 2 strikes on it. I don't know if YouTube still does the 3-strike rule, but back in the day, before YouTube was if you made shit that had copyright things for, in my case, usually it's copyright music or maybe an anime, perhaps.
Game footage.
Game footage usually didn't get taken down, but
Square Enix isn't.
Square Enix wasn't too bad, but animes, big time, taken down. Music got taken down all the time. You used to have to submit a form and be like, based on this copyright act, blah, 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 that's allowed under satirical and for entertainment purposes.
You as a 14-year-old were doing copyright law?
On YouTube. For anime. And, I mean, I don't want to have to go into this all, like, so soon, but this is what AI is taking away from the young people in our society. Like, I was 14 years old learning how to use Sony Vegas, editing and masking clips and like Premiere Pro and coding HTML things for MySpace layouts. And now they can't even write a school paper.
No, they can't even write an email.
People can't even write emails with ChatGPT.
They can't even read an email. They want it summarized.
That's insane to me.
I'm wondering if we put 2 AIs like right next to each other and ask each AI to summarize the other one, how few words we could get down to.
I feel like I was watching something. I don't remember where, but they literally did that. They had like 2 AI bots talking to each other, trying to get something done, and they were just like, that's a great idea. How about you do this thing? Blah, blah, blah. And they just kept going back and forth because they can't generate anything new. And they're, like, programmed to agree with everything you're saying.
Did you watch the Eddie Burback video I sent you? I think I sent it to you on Discord. I sent it to, like, 5 people on Discord.
Explain to me.
I was like, so Eddie Burback, he's the one that did the Margaritaville. He went to, like, every Margaritaville. He went to every...
the Rainforest Cafe. That's where I'm familiar with this work.
He did a video, I think, a few weeks ago where he was like, I'm going to take AI extremely literally. I'm going to give it the prompt that I believe that I am the smartest baby that was born in 1996 or something like that. And he convinced AI that that was true. Mm-hmm. And then he followed AI's advice for like a certain period of time.
That's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, he was like, and now I'm in Joshua Tree, and AI told me not to tell anybody because it could compromise my research.
This is how, like, AI psychosis happens.
Yes, he was researching AI psychosis.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's been fascinating. I've been talking to Shannon, friend of the pod, Shannon, and just more and more instances you're seeing on the internet of AI psychosis because people are so lonely and they don't know how to make friends. And you know what? Cloaca sandwich is how to make friends. And alienate people sometimes.
But those are the losers.
But yeah, you don't want them in your circle anyway. The
Yes.
real ones are going to stay to finish that sandwich.
I feel like we're putting our political piece too soon.
I think it just has to happen organically.
You're right. Sometimes you put the meat first on the sandwich.
And sometimes you put peanut butter. Without meat. Just like a different sandwich, you know? Like, there are different orientations. Sandwiches are a spectrum, and we should be tolerant of all sandwiches. All sandwiches are beautiful. All cloacas are beautiful. All sandwiches are beautiful. Except, like, no, I won't get into it. I don't want to say something so controversial.
On this podcast?
I don't care for a tuna sandwich.
I actually agree. I don't like fish.
I don't like mayonnaise.
Automatically. Worst of both worlds.
Well, I could handle the tuna part. A tuna sandwich? Fine.
A mayo sandwich?
A tuna with mayo? No.
Yuck.
Disgusting.
I'm looking at my notes.
How was the dry run for the opening going?
What we just did?
Yeah. Was that good practice?
We're not keeping it?
No, we're keeping it. I started recording. You're like, let me practice. And I was just like, no, I'm going to record it.
Well, because I immediately saw the little tiny red.
You're not supposed to look at my line.
I'm sorry. I'm the sound engineer. Get out of my
I thought you said I'm the sound engineer. I didn't want to. Oh, right. So what's your relationship with death?
Ooh, I mean, I'm slowly dying. I feel my back hurt more and more every day.
Mm-hmm.
I came upstairs yesterday just to lie on this couch to put heat on my back for like 30 minutes.
It's a good position. This way that our love seat is set up.
No, my relationship with death, I was talking about how like, oh, this is interesting for me because I used to work briefly in the death industry.
Oh, yes. This is one of my favorite Emily facts.
Yeah, I only worked there for 3 months. It was like one of my COVID jobs. Like I got laid off and I was applying to everything and not getting a job. And
I'm picturing you in my head sitting at the kitchen table with a newspaper and you're like circling with a red marker, like mortuary I don't know what your title was.
Mortuary transporter.
Yeah.
I worked for a crematory, contracted with the state of Oklahoma's medical examiner's office. And so we would do work with funeral homes and stuff, but every once in a while you get a little email and it's like, hey, we got a body to pick up and it's a juicy one.
Did it really say it was juicy?
No.
Oh.
No, it would just say things like go to this address,
ask no questions.
Go to this address, the police will meet you there.
Say the secret code word.
Yeah. It would kind of like describe the victim. You'd be like, okay,
that's probably them.
5,
when you walk in.
9, yeah. Is it that one? But it didn't always give super specific information about how you may find them. One time I answered a call and it was like this guy that had died in his hot tub while the hot tub was running. And
what a way to go, though.
Yeah. And he was like crock pot, slow cooker, meat off the bones.
So you're really like,
we had to like use the pool skimmer.
Kind of like when you were making pho this weekend and you had to skim the fat off.
Yeah. It's actually exactly that.
We're all just little human beef nuggets in God's stew.
Actually exactly that. Because it was like,
so you're very comfortable with that.
All the bones. Yes. Yeah, when I applied to this job, like I said, I was just desperate for a job.
Did they ask? They're like, do you know that this is transporting deceased people?
Yeah, when I went to the job interview, unfortunately, because it was my COVID job, there were so many dead bodies. They did not fit in the 2 freezers that they had on the facility. So there were bodies lining the lobby and the hallway, and there were gurneys everywhere. There were, like, it was, I had to walk, like, side shuffle through a row of corpses to get to the manager's office to
And
do
there are
my
still
interview.
people that think that COVID-19 isn't real. Isn't that crazy?
It was so stressful.
I worked on the other end,
Yeah.
the life end during
Oh, right.
COVID-19.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with death.
Oh, I'm just a big fan, but technically work to prevent it as much as I can. I worked in public health, and when COVID-19 happened, you bet your butt I was in that command center, contact tracing it up with my fellow epidemiologists. Trying to keep people from dying, but, you know, to limited success because the United States does not value the public health system and is currently actively dismantling it. Sorry to get a little... Actually, I'm not sorry.
No.
This isn't even political. This is just what it is. Also, if you're listening to this, because it's probably Shannon in front of the pod.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. Get your COVID shot.
Yeah.
Get your flu shot.
Just lie. Say that you're immunocompromised. They
You
don't ask.
probably are. Because,
Yeah.
you know what? You got a hint of the depression. That means you can get the stab. A little depression will get you far.
Yeah. Self-diagnosis is fine.
But anyway, that's kind of irrelevant. I love death. I've always been fascinated with it. From a small child, I think I've always thought death is coming.
Speaking of your YouTube AMVs.
I mean, we don't. That can be maybe the fandom episode where
Okay.
we delve more into that.
How are we gonna fit a fandom episode into like one discrete hour?
Maybe we'll have to break it up into like our histories with
Categories.
fandoms.
Yeah.
Maybe different categories that we're into. Like we could have the JRPG episode and
Yeah, we could base it like on eras of our
the
life.
Tumblr era.
Yeah.
Because like we've seen it all, listeners.
Uh-huh.
Shannon.
Maybe me less, but yes.
Between the two of us, we've seen a lot of fandom shit, and we've been on the internet collectively for most of our lives.
Yeah.
Well,
much.
maybe not.
Not me.
Not you, but I've been on
I
it enough
really-
for everyone.
Yeah, I started late but strong.
You came in hungry.
Yeah.
Like, I very rarely meet other people who can, like, keep up with my level of onlineness, but you often surpass it in a way that's frightening, where you're like, have you ever watched the Glumbity Chum compilation of finger skateboarding pickles? They say this one thing that's like, "Oi, me pickle." I don't know. I'm just pulling this out of my ass, obviously. And I was thinking of Aloha, me hearties.
That you did that. That's all.
That was me. Yeah.
We'll get into
that in the fan fiction episode, which might be a multi-parter. Because we've got a lot of things to say about fan
You
fiction.
gotta keep talking about death, dude.
Yeah, I love reading about it. I think it's fascinating. It's one thing we all have in common. We're all gonna die.
Speaking of fandom, going back to fandom, but how it relates to death, one of my favorite tags is main character death.
I thought you were gonna say one of my favorite shows is Death Note. Can you imagine, like, being a Death Note stan in 2025?
No, I read the manga when I was in high school.
Should we do a rewatch?
Yeah. English dub?
Oh my god, I've never seen the English
Me
dub.
neither.
I saw the live action one on Netflix,
Me
though.
too.
We have to save it.
Whatever.
Gods of Death. It's on point. Gods of Death.
Yeah.
Misa, it makes no sense that she would have a god of death right there, a cool monster fuckery goth boy, and she wants to go for the young Republican man? That's not ever what would happen. It simply never would happen. Light being, like, trying to prove that he's straight by having sex with Elle. Somehow that seems more likely to me.
Wait,
in Death Note.
I haven't heard this theory.
Well, I don't know if I just kind of get there was a lot of people back in the day. Like, there's a lot of Akira and Elle because, you know, they're enemies
I get
to lovers.
that. I get that.
One of my favorite tags, Enemies to lovers. Slow burn.
See,
Cloaca.
I have seen like comedy videos or like comic strips of their like inner monologues. That's like, I know how to trick Elle. I'm gonna tell him that I'm gay. And then Elle's inner monologue is like, wait, is it a trick? Would Kira say that he's gay?
I'm just gonna say I'm a bot. Yeah, that's where they're playing tennis with each other.
Uh-huh.
It's so I don't even know. The whole entire
You remember this way more than I do.
It's kind of coming back to me in a way that's frightening to me.
After you said the tennis scene, I was like, the tennis scene.
Because they're like, and I'll throw it back. Because it was such a metaphor for their back and forth, you know? Mm-hmm. I actually really did like Death Note.
I did too.
In like 8th grade.
Yeah.
Maybe before that. I don't know.
I said, I read Death Note in high school. Like when I was older, because I worked at the library.
Support your local libraries.
Yeah. I worked at the library as a shelver. It was one of my first jobs, and my first manga I ever read was Bleach.
I feel like that was maybe one of my first ones too, actually.
Bleach, and then Fruits Basket, and then Death Note.
Bleach, also about death.
Yep.
Gods of Death. There is a YouTube poop out there, and it's killing me that I haven't said this yet, but it's like ingrained in me. It's coming from like deep within me, like as an 8th grader on YouTube. But there is some sort of Death Note YouTube poop where they're like, gods of death love ass. And I can't think of gods of death without thinking of ass. Which is problematic, but no respect to the gods of death. Obviously, not wanting to get canceled here. Love their work. Shout out Hades. So we're both pretty comfortable with death. Not sure what your relationship is, but when did you first come to terms with human mortality?
We had this conversation like a couple months ago.
We talk about death a lot.
We do. And we talk about them with anybody that we bring into our house.
It's just, we need to normalize death conversations.
Yes.
It's so, the United States relationship with death and our death industrial complex is so fucked up.
And just like also fear of aging.
It's going to happen whether you like it or not, or you're going to die, so.
Convince yourself that it's cool.
Yeah.
And you'll be happier and everybody will think you're cool. Yeah, I think at the time, what I still feel is that I just really don't think about the afterlife very much. So I don't fear it. A lot of times I like go through life and I just like say like, what's the worst case scenario? I guess there is a chance that I could die.
But you don't have any responsibilities if that happens.
I think that's okay. It'll be like, you know, should I let my friend who drives like a maniac drive? I guess if I die, that's fine.
I feel like I kind of think similarly. Like, I'm just like, well, it's going to happen. If it happens, whatever. I don't have to pay back my student loans, I guess. Well, maybe Blair would, but...
That's his burden.
That's what he gets for marrying me.
But yeah, what was the question?
When did you first realize, like when you were a little kid, I assume, at some point, like, oh, I'm going to die? Do you have a memory of that? Because I have a very distinct memory of the first time I realized that I was going to die and that everyone I knew and loved would die.
Oh, I guess what I have a memory of is I grew up in like a very evangelical place. So they talk about death a lot.
But you thought it was going to be like a party, I guess?
Kind of. No, the thing that really sticks out in my mind, which really sucks, is I have a memory of my mom telling me that, you know, if I go to heaven and you go to hell, it's impossible to feel sadness in heaven. So unfortunately, I'm going to be looking down on you in hell and I'm not going to feel anything.
That is so fucked up.
That's what I think. And I just remember thinking about how my mom was probably going to go to heaven and I was going to go to hell, and she was going to look down on me and I would look up at her and she would feel nothing.
That's so sad. Christianity really, really loves children, huh?
Yeah.
I was not raised in the church and really had no guidance in any sort of direction about anything, and really was unsupervised and truly was kind of a feral child my entire childhood. So I grew up like reading anything I wanted, watching anything I wanted. So I was like aware of death, like in movie. Like I remember as a very young child watching Hellraiser and a lot of other horror movies that a lot of adults don't really like watching to this day. Say what you will, I think I turned out fine. But I remember very distinctly my mom was driving me to my grandma's house to stay the night because she babysat me until I started staying home on my own. And as I was driving there, I was looking out at the hills and I was just like, when you die, it all stops.
Oh.
And I was just looking out the window and I remember like grabbing the like sides of the car like, oh my God, it all stops.
Wait, how old?
I mean, I had to have been maybe like 6th grade or less, maybe. I don't remember how old I was. I just remember that I was being driven to my grandma's house. So it had to have been before I could stay home by myself.
Only a blip in your life.
Just a little guy. And I was like, and then it's curtains. Fade to black. And then I was like, but what if I still have things to do? There's supposed to be a new Pokemon game coming out. What if I want to read a book? What if the book hasn't been written that I want to read yet? And I was like, oh shit, you only have a little bit of time to do stuff.
Yeah.
So that gave me a little bit of an existential crisis as a child. But here I am.
And that really only gets worse the older you get, because as a child, it's like, what if I don't get to play the new Pokemon game? And as an adult, it's like, what if I took the wrong career path and I've ruined my life?
Yeah, that's also what I'm experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Ego death.
Yeah.
Death in all forms.
Yeah. Is now a good time to talk about your hero's journey?
Oh my God, I can't talk about the whole thing. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I was trying to write a blog post as I was trying to process the death of my career because public health is in shambles. And science is no longer valued as fact. I don't know. I always thought science was such a stable career path, and I loved it. And I think I've said this to you, and I've said this to a lot of people before, but the closest thing I've ever come to any kind of religion in my life is science. Like, that's what I've dedicated myself to. Like, I pray at the altar of the lab bench. Like, I love biology and chemistry, and it's so, like, I feel like I've completely lost sight of what way is up or down anymore, because it seems like with the politics and rise of fascism in the United States that these are things that aren't valued. And I'm like, if I've dedicated my entire life to these very specific set of skills that are no longer deemed as necessary or useful, which they definitely still are. Mm-hmm. And people, as I'm like witnessing the death of my career, I'm like, this is going to lead to the death of like how many people unnecessarily. So it's just kind of, who am I?
Yeah.
Like, you know, in Zoolander, when he looks up at the TV and he's like the mermaid commercial and he's like, who am I? That's me this entire summer. Cause I'm like, well, I'm not my job because there's no jobs no more. They're all done dried up.
Yeah. You had that like phone interview today and they were like, yeah, a lot of the people we're interviewing are also in public health.
Yeah. So it's not just that there are fewer public health jobs, it's that all of these really incredibly talented professionals who are at the top of their game at organizations like the CDC and NIH, all of those scientific superstars are trying to get the same job as me now because none of us have jobs anymore.
There's only 15 of them. And
yeah.
There's 300 of us.
And what do you do?
Yep.
What do you do? Ego death. It comes for us all, I guess. I was hoping to not have to go through that, and, you know, I feel like I'm still pretty young.
I think I've already gone through,
I think I've had several ego deaths for different things, but this has been the first career one. Have you had any ego deaths about anything? Care to share?
I mean, the whole process of when COVID happened, I'm sure many people experienced ego death around then because February, oh, maybe something's happening. March, oh yeah, something's happening. But I just got this job. I just got a new job. I quit it. I quit a job that I hated to get a different job. And I just got it. And and they laid me off. Now I have no job. I work for the mortuary place, picking up
Corpses.
Some of them like pretty gruesome. Some of them you go to like these people's houses and their whole family would be there in the living room, and you walk in and you're like wearing your little suit.
I remember when my great-grandfather died at home in his sleep, old age, like very peaceful death. But I remember like the whole family was just kind of like hanging out in the living room because it's like, what you do? Grandpa's dead in the bed. And then someone from the funeral home, probably you, whoever your equivalent would be, just coming in like, oops, sorry, don't mind us, just excuse me. I just gotta, don't just.
And we go into the room where the dead body is, and usually like the spouse or something, we'd be like, hey, so we gotta move your spouse onto our gurney. We don't recommend that you be here. We have to kind of manhandle them. Half the time they would go, half the time they would be like, no, I want to be here for the end. And then
like, it's already happened, actually. You have
the 50% that stayed. I think only like one time did this guy like stick it out for his wife being transferred. Every time they go, I can't watch this, and then they leave because we have to like, I am trying to move them from their bed to a little gurney by myself half the time.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm weak. I know I couldn't lift like a person like that by myself. I would probably be like, I need a spotter.
Basically, I'm in the pits of hell.
Yeah.
I'm broke. I have medical debt. I'm picking up bodies for, by the way, $13 an hour.
That's insane.
In 2020. That's when I decided to take the drastic move to put everything that I could fit in my Honda Civic and drive to Eau Claire, Wisconsin with no plan. And I lived at a donkey farm, but that's a story for another time.
I think that's interesting, and I want to put a pin in it because I feel like Shannon and other listeners, other Shannons.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to come up with a name for people who listen to this other than Shannon.
Kind of like Shannon. It's like the Danny Gonzalez Greg.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, he's a YouTuber.
Oh, okay. See, I'm out of the game. I used to be very plugged into YouTube, and then YouTube raised me, and I think I kind of became a wayward son. But I'm coming home.
You've been pretty plugged in to at least certain channels.
Smosh.
Smosh and, what's her name?
Gab Smulders.
Yeah.
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah. Dan and Phil now.
Oh, I'm late to the Dan and Phil train,
Yeah.
but I am here for it. Dan and I'm a Dan for sure.
You are.
I'm for sure a Dan. And I think we mentioned in the last episode, there was talk of cloacas on Dan and Phil's pod.
Not by name.
They didn't know what the word was, but I do think we should try and hard launch Cloaca Sandwich on their podcast.
Hard launch.
Called Hard Launch.
Do it by calling it a hard launch.
Well, they do that. They ask people, what do you want a hard launch? And I'm going to be like, actually, Dan, in episode blah, 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 you were talking about a cloaca, and I can explain that to you if you would just listen to episode 0 of Cloaca Sandwich.
I feel like they probably won't put advertising on their podcast for other podcasts.
Cowards.
You don't want to support small artists?
Yeah. What's up? What's up, Dan and Phil? You don't remember where you came from? And I'm not even one of your long-term fans. I just figured out who you were. You want to disappoint me? I just logged in. I just subscribed.
I feel like I can't give my real opinion about Dan and Phil now if we're like encouraging them to listen to the podcast.
You're a hater?
Not a hater. I just...
I know because I was on Tumblr. Like, I was aware of them.
Yeah.
But I was like, who are these British boys? I don't care for British boys.
We know how I feel about
the
British
accent. Yeah.
It really irritates me.
They can't help it.
I know.
I get it, but they can't help it. Or, hey, if you're British, could you just stop?
Yeah.
I think the influence of the British Empire has extended far enough.
Yeah.
Just stop.
But no. You know, when you're like out and about and you're talking to people and they're just like, oh, I love a British accent. It's so sexy. I'm always just like, no.
Warder.
I think that's actually apple. Oil.
Joshua. We can't. We don't have very good. We can't even mock it, or I can't.
Yeah, the only accent that we could do with any amount of like reliability is a New Jersey, Long Island accent. But
I'm too self-conscious to start doing it now. I'm a little scared because once this can of worms comes out, I just don't know if I can shove the worms back in the can.
It is very hard. It sometimes comes out subconsciously.
I truly I think maybe Tammy's from Long Island.
Maybe.
Tammy is my alter ego, my evil alter ego. Wields a sword, smokes a pack of cigarettes a day.
Because I think alter egos could be.
Yeah.
Because we could talk about we could talk about Blair.
Our shadow selves.
I still don't know who mine is.
Blair is obviously a Mormon.
Brother Gavin, a Mormon
missionary. And it's just, you can't force it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I've always been someone who's like, I love a nickname. I love to give people nicknames. Hope I get one day. But you can't give yourself a nickname. You can't give yourself, and it's the same thing with our shadow selves. Yeah. They manifest themselves. And I'm not talking about our shadow selves in a psychology sense. I'm meaning actual characters, comedy characters that we can pull out that are the opposite of who we are.
But also naturally who we are.
Yes. And maybe in some way, this is the shadow self that I'm talking about in psychology that you don't want to face. You talking about that young fellow?
So, when I was thinking about this episode, I started on the Wikipedia page for death.
What does the wiki for death have to say?
I really should have written down the first sentence because I was like, this is like the dictionary definition of death.
Yeah, as much as I've thought about it, pondered it, romanticized it, don't technically know what the definition is.
Death is the end of life, the irreversible cessation of all biological function that sustains a living organism. Because when I was first thinking about it, I was like, okay, cloacas and death, how are those related? Because that is the purpose of the podcast, is to
sandwich.
Yeah, talk about the 6 degrees of separation of cloaca.
It's not actually 6 degrees, though.
No, we can do it in one. We can do it in one, but everybody knows about 6 degrees of separation. Yeah. And I was like, oh, death and like animal symbolism.
Ravens?
Yes. Ravens, crows, vultures were some of the first things that came to my mind. This animal does not have a cloaca, but did you know that there is such a creature as the immortal jellyfish?
I do. I am aware of the immortal jellyfish.
I was not.
Did you go down a rabbit hole?
Yes.
Fascinating.
I know. I was like, so death isn't inevitable. But, you know, on the topic of animals that represent death, that have cloacas, bats.
Obviously. I'm looking at a bat right now, hanging from my ceiling. It's not a real one. It's carved out of wood.
It's wooden.
It's there year round.
And you know what that made me think of?
Batman.
All of the Batman fan fiction I've been reading.
Batman.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Batman iteration? Like, of the movies. I'm thinking of the movies specifically because I'm not familiar really with the comic books.
The problem is I'm such a fake Batman fan. Have read a lot of fan fiction, and I have to Google so many names.
Right.
Because they'll be talking about, like, this person's real human name and not their superhero name. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I have not seen very many of the Batman movies. My parents did not let us watch movies with violence in them. Excessive violence.
I could see where they would maybe not like Batman then.
Yeah, I've seen the original Batman with Adam West.
Yeah, that's a good one. Michael Keaton's my favorite Batman, but I also like our Pat.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I could only watch it one time, and it was very difficult. Like, it was hard to watch, but I, like, really related to autistic Batman.
See, I've seen a lot of fan art of Robert Pattinson's Batman with the smudgy eye
Yeah.
makeup.
Talk about Tumblr.
Talk about a depressed e-boy.
He would have done numbers on that website. I mean,
He
probably
is.
yeah.
That's where I see all my fans. Because also I am still, that's like the only social media I have is Tumblr nowadays.
Doing the Lord's work.
Anyways, in Batman, there's this thing called a Lazarus pit.
Okay, I'm familiar with Lazarus, the concept of Lazarus, and pit, but not together.
Yeah. So, well, you know the concept of Lazarus from the Bible.
Comes back to life.
Yep.
Fun fact, my iguana's name was Lazarus. Continue.
Who?
My iguana?
You had an iguana?
I had 2 iguanas. Lazarus and Mercutio.
Put a pin in that. Yeah, so you know Lazarus from the Bible, he
Buried him in a shoebox.
came back to life.
Yeah.
Jesus brought him back to life.
Yeah.
That is what the pit is named after. It's was discovered by Ra's al Ghul, who's a villain.
Bad guy.
Bad guy.
You throw people into it and they come back out alive?
I think he was like trying to save the life of like a prince or something, and he was like digging and he found this wellspring of chemicals, and he dumped the body in, and the prince was well again.
Oh.
But it's like a chemical slurry pit.
Okay.
That if you hang out in it, it like heals your injuries. It brings people back to life. It prolongs your life. So like Ra's al Ghul is like hundreds of years old.
Okay.
Because he regularly bathes in the Lazarus pit.
Okay.
I've heard conflicting things. Well, also haven't read comics at all. Only seen a couple
canceled
movies.
By all of the Batman comic lovers that are going to be listening to this.
Everything I know about Batman, I've learned from the wiki.
I mean, it's comprehensive.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, extremely.
I know I named my cat Dick Grayson.
Yes.
After Robin. Because I thought it would be funny. And it was.
It is.
He died.
Yeah. He did.
Speaking of death.
Of old age.
He died. Kind of.
Well, how old was he?
He was like 14.
Yeah, so he died pretty much of old age.
Yeah, I guess.
Complications from old age.
But I've seen most of the movies, but I don't think those are necessarily even good representations of the comic books.
See, that's what I mean. I haven't read the comics and I haven't seen most of the
lore
movies.
is so thick.
Yeah.
But you know what you don't need to know to enjoy fan fiction?
The lore?
You don't need to know the lore.
That's true, because
you just need to know what do they look like. What do they approximately look like?
Yeah.
What is their character archetype?
You just need to look at the fan art.
Tags.
And you need to...
Major character death? I mean, famously, Batman starts out with murder. Yeah.
No.
His parents died.
Oh, yeah, I was like, his whole thing is he doesn't murder.
No. His parents were murdered.
Right. His hero's journey starts with a murder. Yeah, to a double murder.
A murder most foul. Actually, probably depends on which Batman, because I bet
there's so many versions. That's another thing. I was thinking about like, oh, I should get into the comics, and then I was like, where do I start? And the number of timelines that you could pick from, and I'm like, well, which one is the favorite? And everybody's like, you can't possibly say which one is better than the And so I just got overwhelmed and didn't start. Yeah. I also want to say, for the record, I'm sure, listener, if you are aware of Batman fanon, you're probably like, oh, Emily probably just reads all of the like Bat-Fam fan fiction where it's like all like unrealistically like happy-feely and like nobody has any trauma.
I would never think that about you.
No.
I would think what's the most fucked up or weird situation you can find and then read that one.
Exactly. That's why I like Batman fan fiction so much, is because everybody is so
Batman's
traumatized.
An F1 race car driver. And he's also the president.
No, I want to read the stuff where like
Batman impreg?
No, I want to read the like wump fics where
Mm.
people absolutely go through hell
Yeah.
and they get really traumatized.
Where authors traumatize their favorite characters like they've been traumatized.
Yes. And that's why I like Batman fan fiction so
Some people
much.
choose therapy, some people choose AO3.
Yep. But yeah, that's what made me think of death. I was like, oh, bats, oh, Batman, oh, Lazarus piss.
Lazarus piss.
Freudian slip. Yeah. I think Batman has like canonically died like at least twice.
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
There's gotta be by now.
How long has he been at bat?
Like probably since like what, the
40s? 50s?
Oh my god, I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna Google it either.
We're gonna just think about it a little bit, you know? We're gonna use our brains. AI could never.
Well, I feel like
I think probably the 50s.
50s. Yeah.
Maybe 40s.
Maybe 50s. I feel like 50s sounds right.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the comics, but I mean, the Adam West movies were like in the 60s, I think. Yeah. Oh, and you know, we've been talking about ego death. We haven't even talked about ego death at a bachelorette party yet. And so I think important. I talked about this last week, like what I'm loving right now, what I'm into. Still into this. I'm still into this. Love Hayley Williams.
Yeah.
What are you listening to?
The same thing. I was actually listening to that album on my commute this morning to work.
Just dying in your night. Probably can't sing that, can we?
I don't think we're singing it good enough for it to be.
Oh, you didn't think my voice was good enough? Okay. Fine. Guess we better wrap this one up.
Well, the only other thing I wrote down was a study in 2022 estimated that 110 billion people have died, or 94% of all humans ever. So that's just interesting.
Track record for death in humans is remarkable.
Yeah, I'd love to see an update 3 years later.
Yeah. I think we can get those numbers up. What with the whole, you know, fucking genocide happening. Yeah. Dear God. I don't know. I feel like the reason why I want to do this topic was just because it's unavoidable in so many ways. Like, death comes for us all. Also, the reality of social media and anything online. Like, we've been inundated with visions of people dying and being, you know, tortured and blown up for the last several years. And yet we can't talk about it. Like, I mean, I talk about it with my friends, obviously we do, but a lot of people are like,
that's too scary.
You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. It's too weird. And I'm just like, well, I mean,
no, it's like,
that's a uniquely American problem in a lot of ways, the way that we handle it's like, it's so hands off and it's not us.
Our death customs are kind of Christian, huh?
And capitalist.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even, like, do you know that if I died and I was like, hey, I want Emily to have my skull, I can't do that.
What the fuck?
I can't even give you my body when I'm dead if I wanted to. Or if I wanted to, like, keep it in the family. And I was like, please taxidermy me and put my head in a jar. You can't do that. They won't let you.
What if you die somewhere else? Maybe. Canada?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen an egg-bound chicken?
Terrifying, but yes.
Awful. Then they like lay that egg and it's like shaped weird because they tried so hard to push it out their cloaca.
I feel so... I don't know how this even started happening, but in my social media feeds, I somehow got on like the chicken algorithm. I don't own any chickens, don't really have any interest. Like, I think they're cool. You know, non-avian dinosaurs.
Right.
Are pretty sick. Everyone loves those. And what are chickens if not our last remaining dinosaurs, but I didn't want to know about like lash eggs, cloacitis. There's a lot of dangers that come with having a cloaca. And that's something we don't talk about enough.
That makes sense. You can't put all that. Can you imagine if you pooped out of the same hole that you got all your other like organs in, and the infection? That's why you wipe front to back and not back to front.
Some people don't do that.
I know,
and that's why you probably have. What is it called?
I don't know.
Urinary tract infections. Oh God, a yeast infection. I hate to see a yeast infection.
We have what do you call them? What do you call them? I've forgotten.
China.
The water sprayers.
Hey, bidet. Oh my God. If you don't have a bidet in 2025, assess yourself. When you get mud on your hands, do you just wipe it with a dry paper towel? No, you probably don't. You probably use water to rinse it off. Get a bidet. You're disgusting. Yeah, but it's like it's kind of just like a refreshing little like, whoop, now I'm clean. So if you would like to support local independent journalism near you online, Ko-fi/cloaca sandwich. That's ko-fi.com/cloaca sandwich. Give us $5, please. I think it would be great. If we can make $5, we can make $5 on these episodes. We should get smoothies.
Yes.
Let's order smoothies.
And it will cost $10.
Yeah. Maybe one day we can dream big enough to pay for our entire smoothie order.
Oh my God.
Smoothies are expensive though.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm like very bad at taking pills though. And not in the sense that like I can't swallow pills. It's that I look at them and I just go, I don't trust them. And then,
okay, all right. We trust medicine in this house.
No, I trust medicine.
You just won't take it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have a mental
sickness?
condition. A mental condition. Yes.
You gonna bootstraps your next antibiotic?
If I'm taking an antibiotic or something that a doctor is like, if you don't fucking take this, you're gonna fuck up your life.
You can't see this, but Emily's holding a gun to me.
Yeah. It's a finger gun. I can take stuff like that. But even like Advil, I'll be like, oh, my body hurts. And people will be like, take an Advil. And I'll be like, ooh.
I'm actually too cool for that. So
it's not that. It's
suffering. I use my suffering for my art, actually.
Maybe it's a little bit
that.
But no, what it is that I like get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to take a pill. And then I'm like,
do I need to put it in a piece of cheese?
No, my body's just like.
But if I put it in a piece of cheese and give you a piece of cheese, would you eat the piece of cheese?
Yeah, I'll like work the pill out in my mouth and spit it out. You're gonna have to shove it down my throat.
I'm gonna cat pill you. If I can medicate a ferret, I can medicate you.
If you can medicate a weasel, yeah. God, that's crazy. No, yeah. I literally do not know what it is. It is a mental like block that I have where I'm just like, what if this is discovered to be bad for me someday? You know what I mean?
We're all gonna die.
Like Advil gives you like stomach ulcers.
If you take them like every day.
Yeah. So better be safe.
And just never take them? Okay, this is not good, but I was taking one of, not Advil, but I was taking another, what are they, NSAID, NSAIDs?
NSAIDs,
Yeah. I
like
was taking that like every day.
Tylenol or Midol or something.
Yeah, because I was in a lot of pain, and it did make my stomach hurt really bad. And I went to the doctor, and then they're like, hey, let's just give you this other medicine instead.
Yeah. See, and here's actually my hypocrisy. I like have all this fear about like, this is, sorry, backtrack. This is probably maybe partially because at one point I was prescribed lithium for my bipolar disorder, and they scared the living shit out of me. They were like, you've got to get your blood work done every couple months because lithium can really fuck up your kidneys, and if we don't catch it in time, you're gonna like hurt yourself. Also, you can never quit it. If you ever want to like stop taking lithium, you have to notify us, and we have to like work out a schedule to wean you off of it. And it like,
damn,
it was like serious shit. They like put the fear of God in me about lithium. And now I have similar anxiety about other medicine.
The difference between poison and medicine, the dose.
The dosage.
It's the dosage.
Yeah. But I was going to say my hypocrisy about like Advil and like, oh, what if I get stomach ulcers? I drink an energy drink every morning on an empty stomach.
Yeah, truly, that's probably way worse for you than any kind of over-the-counter medicine you would take.
I drink a sugar-free Monster Energy on an empty stomach, and then by like 10 a.m., I'm like, I'm dying, guys. I need to put food in my stomach.
Just talk about a Lazarus pit of chemicals.
Yeah, for real. Bathe in me though, and you'll die. Your lifespan will be cut in half. Your wounds will open up.
Death pit.
Yeah. Lazarus pit.
And I don't know what the opposite of Lazarus would be. Someone who was
died young. I don't know.
If it's someone like, maybe it's just a guy that died? A dead guy?
Dick Cheney.
R.I.P. Actually, nah.
Rest in piss,
Dick Cheney.
The way that I found out that Dick Cheney died was because Emily sent me a meme on Discord. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it like implied that Dick Cheney had died. But I didn't know this because I have a flip phone now. And so I Googled it, and while I was Googling it, I said to myself, oh God, I hope this means Dick Cheney died.
Surprise!
And he had.
Yay!
But also the funny thing about that is, to try to keep up with the news, even though I don't have a smartphone, I look at the New York Times page because I subscribe to that service. Every time I try to quit, they're like, please come back. 60% off, 80% off, please come back. So I've never had to pay full price for New York Times. Dick Cheney's death was not on the front page of the news. Like,
not even front page news.
Yeah, like it'll do like the top stories for like.
Well, because that was the same day Mom Donnie won.
It was. That was on the front page of the news.
Yeah, as it rightfully should be.
Yeah, but it has like the top stories for 5 different categories or something like that. It'll do U.S. politics, world news, culture, things like that. I skimmed through all the top stories for those categories. Dick Cheney wasn't mentioned once. So when I Googled him, I was like, did he die? I'm like, oh my God, he died. And he didn't even make the New York Times front page.
Hilarious.
Crazy. Deserved.
Well, on that death.
Anyways, to wrap up this cloaca sandwich, put the bun on top.
We're gonna put the bun on the top of this, another cloaca sandwich. We're gonna sandwich this on top of some of this death lettuce that we tucked in here.
E. coli free death lettuce.
or
E. coli.
We don't have a functional CDC right now. There is a bunch of listeria outbreaks. Check your meat.
Check your meat.
Check your meat. Wash your hands. Check your meat.
Anyways, to top bun this cloaca sandwich, the one connection of cloaca to death is Animals that have cloacas die.
We all die.
Simple. We all die.
We all die.
Every human,
Death is coming for all of us.
Every human, every creature, every plant.
And that's okay.
Except for the immortal jellyfish. I mean, they can die, but they don't have to.
Hmm?
Why aren't they a god? Like, culturally.
Could be. Maybe he's our god now. Beautiful.
I have more faith in the immortal jellyfish than I ever did in the Christian God.
Mood. Do I have to push the stop button?
Anyway, signing off. This has been Emily and Emily with Cloaca Sandwich.